All right, we're live. What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome to the daytime stream for Tuesday. We're here at 4:30, which means I'm pretty much on time. I like it better when we have early daytime streams, though, to be honest. All right, forgot to give Mike's side the thumbnail. Oops. Let's jump over here. I thought I was first. Hey, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Yo, what's going up, Mr. and gang? Hey, how's it going, Mr. Victor? All right, we're just plugging things in. All right. Okay. All right. So, today we have Hot Manga Break, Hot Gym Challenge, Gym Breaks, Hot Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering Live Card Shop. They're all hot, really. I mean, all these things are very popular right now. Grab this. Okay. Mr. Alex already pinged. Oops. Here we are. Oh, wait a second. No, we want this. Pop. All right. Whoa. To refresh over here. Where's the Labubu?
Don't worry, guys. I got Labubu. Here it is. It's 500 times the original price. Why aren't you buying it?
Ooh, man. When is Beckett going to be done with our submission, man? Come on, Beckett! My orders. They'll never be done. Active. Wait, this one says active. Is this real? We gave Beckett a submission in February and they're not done with it? Are you serious? Bro, is this really from February? Oh my god, we gave Beckett a submission in February and they are still not done with it. They're the best. I don't know. I mean, that or they're understaffed. I don't... Let's see. It looks like I gave them more Iona Watch Rails, so those are going to be 9.5s, right? Who knows? What did they get? Oh, oh, it looks like they're going to do it. I sent Beckett some square cut jungle cards, and it looks like they are going to grade them. Nice. I think. They didn't reject them, so far anyways. God, I hope they grade them. Square cut jungle cards, that'd be great. Looks like the first order is Michael Pettiford, 10 Korean packs of Black Flame. Michael Pettiford. Do we get any word on April BGS? Listen, if the February one's not done, the April one's not done. Yeah, it's in there. All right. Dang, dude, they're taking forever on those orders. What that means, they're swamped. That's what that means. It means they're swamped. Final Fantasy. It's Final Fantasy. There's a lot of hype around pulling that golden chocobo. It's like $60,000 card. Oh, I suppose we should look up the price of Final Fantasy, shouldn't we? Let's see, refresh on this. Okay, price is the same today. Price has not changed today on Final Fantasy. That's good. Here's the Scarlet box. We ripped the top off, but it's a fresh box. 45, 1 and 2 odds. Nobody's in it so far. We have a brand new jumbo pack break. For those of you who weren't in the nighttime stream, this jumbo pack break focuses on Final Fantasy. So we have all of the Final Fantasy packs, like this one, and 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 this one. And there you go. And then we got some other packs. We got this Trump Playboy, Halo, Pokemon. A lot of the new Pokemons are in there. So this is a new round of the Jumbo Pack Break. And when people saw that I filled it up with Final Fantasy cards, they jumped right in. We got 2 people in there. We need 2 more. So those are the Jumbo Pack Break. So fun. People seem to really like it. I think it's an alternative to just like opening packs like normal. All right. Manga's all the way up to 11 out of 18. I warned people this could be done in like a day or two. Look at that. That one's crazy popular, man. That one's real popular. All right. Bring that forward a little bit. We still got a lot of slabs to rotate through. We're about halfway through the slab rotation on my stuff. And then after my stuff is done rotating, we got all these commission slabs to rotate through. So there's a lot to rotate through. We got lots. So we got the mask, coughing, Gligar with a bit of dust on him. We got Gyaraudon. We got Charbok. Gligar is important. I need to double check his price, make sure it hasn't changed since last time. I'm going to turn this volume down. I was watching TikToks. So I have a new thing I like to do. Oops, hold on. What did I just get emailed with? PSA Preferred Consignment Partnership. I might be interested in that. I might have some slabs for them. I don't know. So, all right. So let me see. Gligar, Sky Ridge, Reverse. I got a guy from PSA asking me if he'd let me sell my cards, if he'd let me consign my cards through him. And I do have a little bit of cards that someone could consign for me. I'm telling you guys, that's the future right now, is having somebody sell your cards for you. It's a convenient thing, you know, it's a nice thing. But I got cards that don't sell very well, like, you know, if you have a Charizard, you don't really need help selling a Charizard, but I got cards that just don't sell very fast. So that's tempting. All right, so this price will stay the same with the Gligar. He's a really, this is a high-end card. You know, I often wish I had like a way to mark cards as sort of like being better than the rest, like a little golden sticker. Just a small golden sticker. We tried golden stickers before, but they were huge. We just need a small one. And so if a card's really what I consider like a premium card, I would put a little sticker on it. But this guy, he's nice. Let's take a quick look at his population count. It should be really, really low, right? Ready? So this Gligar Reverse Holo is Pop 23. So that's a 23 Pop Holo Skyridge card from 20 years ago, and he's just actually really rare. But it's Gligar, right? So it's Gligar. So that's the problem with him. He's Gligar. I have a CASHAPP order for 10 Black Flame. Oh, yeah, here you are. What's up, man? All right, let's get into that. Here we are, Michael, 10 Black Flames. Let's get them. We're still enjoying Korean product. I don't see it leaving the menu ever. We'll just restock it when we run out. I have more Korean product on the way. In fact, I have Korean Team Rocket on the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Korean product always seems to be a little cheaper than the rest. I think it's its own economy, its own demand, its own market. It's got a true rooted demand in Korea. So South Korea, they collect Pokemon cards. They got kids. They got people. So it'll always be around because those people exist. And so it's not just a U.S. market driving the price. They have their own people, their own market. It is. I'm here for the flea ones. The flea ones. What? All right. Tossing this. Mr. Mike Hale, you ready? Cold. Ooh. The Reveroom Ussy. Here's Pidgey. I put one into the Luffy manga. That card will be done in a day or two. I'm telling you guys, that manga won't last. What are these cards? Oh, I got some nice cards over here to add to the table. Okay. Oh, right. I was hunting for that other... I remember now. I was hunting for the second Magikarp. Yeah, so I do have 2 of those Magikarps from Pal Day Evolved. I bought a second one. No! I bought a second one because I'm such a fan of it. Sorry about that. All right, you did pretty good on your 10 packs. From a technical point of view, like an odds point of view, I guess actually when you think about it, you didn't pull a very good hit, did you? But 10 packs and you get the hit and 2 ARs, that's not bad. All right, if you like pink femboy guys. What do you think of the Israel versus Iran tensions? So Trump's kind of leaning into it a bit more now. He's saying that Iran has to unconditionally surrender. So he was saying we want a deal, we want a deal. He's not saying that anymore. He's saying their time for a deal is over and we want an unconditional surrender. That's what I heard last on the news. And I think that, to be honest, the whole war is not a big surprise. Iran really was saying death to Israel, death to America. So maybe if you're trying to build a nuclear bomb, don't say those things. Just be kind of quiet. Keep to yourself, Just be kind of quiet. I bet you if they never said all that, if they just shut up, they'd be like Pakistan. Pakistan, they're Muslim, they've got nuclear bombs, but they just kept chanting that all the time. Even when I was a kid, they were saying that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like this. If you got a guy right outside the home, let's say you're in your home and there's a guy right outside of it. He's like, I'm going to stab you. Oh, yeah, I'm going to stab you, bro. You're going to get stabbed. And then he's out there like sharpening a knife. You'd be like, he might stab me. So, if they really wanted a nuclear bomb, they should have really shut up. And they didn't. And so none of it's surprising to me. As for whether it's fair or not, I mean, I think all land is conquered land. So it's really up to whoever wants to get up and conquer it. So that's kind of my philosophy on who gets to own land. It's sort of a might makes right philosophy. So it's whatever people want to do. You want to go fight for something, go fight for something. And they just, from a strategic position, from a strategic analysis, it just wasn't smart to chant that the whole time. They shouldn't have done that. And now Trump's saying you're going to have to surrender. I think that means Trump's all in. I don't think he's wanting a deal anymore. All right, Michael Pettiford. I don't like seeing it. I don't like seeing people die. I think it's horrible. That's how I really feel about it. I think the whole thing's horrible. I'm not like a conspiracy theorist. Some people have they're real into this kind of stuff. I'm not real into any of it, okay? I don't have any extreme positions at all. But that's my assessment is they should not have been saying that if they really wanted to build a nuclear bomb. They should have just been quiet. All right, let's see. I already have one, but you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You already have a bag? I'm getting a new bag for Mr. Michael Pettiford. Welcome back, Michael. All right. Yeah, I don't want to be involved in the sort of like the politics of it all. But as for from a strategic point of view, it just wasn't clever for them to chant that. They shouldn't have done that. What do you guys think? I want your opinion now, guys. Here it is. All right. Very nice. Let me turn this down a little bit. All right. Michael Pettiford. 6.25. 2, but at least I can say I took a shot at it. Ta-da. I think I already read that. Just joined. Is this about Iran? Yeah, Mr. Whipple, Edwin was asking about how I felt about Israel versus Iran. And I was just saying that, it looks like they're going to get beat up. They're going to get that pussy beat up. Beat that pussy up. There. All right. So now we've got Kyle Summers, $12 towards Slab Away. His Slab Away is done. Let's jump over here. Oops. I didn't mean to click on that. Okay, Mr. Kyle. He's got a PSA 9 Zard. Politics is all about charisma and who you can pull to your side using whatever tactics and resources is at your disposal. Yeah, I think politics delves into a lot of things. It delves into philosophy. It delves into religion. There's a lot of religion involved, a lot of emotions. This is a card shop, so we care mostly about Pokemon cards. Everyone's welcome here from any side. That's my new policy, by the way. My policy is when you come to this card shop, this is Switzerland. So we are the Switzerland, okay? We are. I'm not interested in what your political beliefs are. I'm interested in how deep your wallet is and what Pokemon card you want. And let me tell you about my number one interest in life. It's actually not politics. My number one interest is having a great collection and a great lifestyle. That's all I really care about. But, you can ask all kinds of questions, and we can talk about stuff going on in the news. I actually watch the news. I enjoy watching the news. But, when it comes to politics and all that, it's all this stuff going on. I got no control over it. It's all like a week from now, a month from now, you've forgotten all of it, you know? So I realized the only thing that really affects me is how great my card collection is and how many people I'm friends with. So I want to be friends with everyone on both sides. And that's it. Lifestyle and cards. That's all I'm focused on. Kyle Summers. I don't want to be a political activist or involved that way at all. Here it is. Look at that lovely Charizard. Beautiful, man. There we go. But yeah, I've got my thoughts on it. Here we go. All right, lovely. I think I said the other day, it's not really a bad thing that there are fewer nuclear bombs spread out amongst fewer countries in the world either. You know, just thinking about that from that perspective, like, should every country have a nuclear bomb? It's like, well, you're increasing your odds one of them goes off, right? Yeah, or you're increasing the odds somebody really crazy gets their hands on it, right? So if fewer countries have fewer nuclear bombs, that's a good thing for the whole human race. I wasn't a fan of North Korea building a nuclear bomb either. If you guys remember, that was a while back. Excuse me. I was like, why? All right, so now we've got Mr. Jeff Leon, one spot in the Final Fantasy break. But you know, North Korea wasn't really shouting death to America, death to Israel over and over and over and over again. They saber rattled, but it wasn't the same. Also, if you think about it, Trump got into power and then he visited Kim Jong-un and everything was good after that. And I feel like I didn't see that happen so much with Iran. Here it is. And I think Trump really did want to have a deal. I think he was trying really hard for a deal. All right, here's Jeff. And they just couldn't reach one. Going into that Final Fantasy. You know, you see Donald Trump reaching out to the other Arab states, Islamic states. He's trying to make deals all over the place, right? You see him. Actually, he seems to be good friends with some of the places like UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. So you see him chilling out with them like they're all good buddies. And yeah, it's unfortunate. So, you know, I don't think he's really even against them. I think he's interested in that region of the world. But Iran, they got a chip on their shoulder sometimes. That's the way they talk, like they got a chip on their shoulder. There we go. All right. Check the cards. I think there's 4 in there. Is there? Hold on. Oh, wait, there's 4 in here. All right, 1 spot left in the Final Fantasy. There we go. Some religions are politics. It just prefers to discuss and ask questions in the general sense. That's why I'm neutral. Don't vote, just buy shiny cardboard. That's the way to be, guys. That's the way to be. This is, so that's my policy on politics. I don't want to be involved. There's too much anger and hatred between the two groups. And my real focus in life is one focus. Ultimate Pokemon card collection. So if that is my goal, I'm not interested in anything else. All right. Ooh, look at all these. And that is my goal. I'm very focused on that, you know. Politics and all that, that's just like a side quest. That's just like, you know, it's entertainment, if anything. Here's Nido King. Here's Checklist. We have a real belief that people who stay out of politics and just collect Pokemon cards do better than people who spend all their time in politics. And I think that's true, because often we see like these crazy people doing crazy things out there, and we're like, what if they just sat down and opened Pokemon cards that evening? They'd be having a better life right now, right? So we're all about having fun over here and not involving ourselves in war. Here's Team Rocket Grunt. Let's get 2 live customs. Really? 2 live customs. You got it. 14 minutes ago, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. Noah's happier about this newest conflict than Saudi Arabia. Yeah, you might be right. They might view Iran as sort of like a competitor. 2 cold ones. Oof. I don't see. That's the thing. I'm ignorant about a lot of stuff over there, so I just don't want to care. I don't want to be that involved with it. It is a dangerous thing, and I hope, you know, if the United States is picking a side, I hope we just crush like crazy, because it's part of our brand, dude. So like whatever side we take, I hope we do well and not embarrass ourselves. And the goal ultimately is peace and for fewer people to get hurt and fewer people to die. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to no nuclear bombs, that's not a bad policy for anyone. Fewer nuclear bombs in the world is not a bad thing for humanity. Joshua Whipple, put me in the Luffy manga break. You got it. Here we are. I heard a Saudi Arabia guy talking, the Crown Prince, talking about how if Iran gets a nuclear bomb, they're going to get a nuclear bomb. And they're like, let's just neither of us have a nuclear bomb. I was like, yeah, that makes lots of sense, actually. How about neither people have nuclear bombs and then point them at each other, right? There's already really big countries to align with who have nuclear bombs. China and Russia have tons of them. You can just be allies with China and Russia. That's what Iran already did. Iran's already allies with them. You could be allies with Pakistan. They got nuclear bombs. So all these groups got nuclear bombs. Why do we need more places with more nuclear bombs? It's just, not good for anyone, in my opinion. It increases the odds something actually goes down and happens. So fewer nuclear bombs in the hands of fewer people is a good thing for the human race. All right, let's see. Regardless of who you are, where you're from, what your beliefs are. The manga, wait, why am I scrolling through this? The manga is over here. Haha. I am generally against nukes. What about you guys? You like them? There we go. Ugh. Can you show the breaks? 10 likes. Are you kidding me, people? Hit that like button, hit that like button for me, guys. Other cultures and religions interest me due to their generational preservation of their heritage. I like history. My brain's running too fast. I gotta slow it down. There we go. Sometimes my brain wants to run through the words without fully reading them. Isn't that interesting? Doesn't want to have to read them. Here's the Questica. Here's Charizard. Here's the very fast-moving Pikachu. Jump into that crown Pikachu. He'll move up in price on his own one day, and then he'll take off. It'll be like a year later. All right, but no, we're never swapping that one out. That one's going to finish. This one's also going to finish. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to this. This only has 3 spots left. You know that? Gold Star Greninja is almost done. He's a great card. And then, of course, this Mega Break's the fastest moving one. You might have missed this, the Mega Break over here with the Mew. This Mega Break is almost finished. Check that out, everybody. It's up to 3 now. And so it's almost at the halfway point. When it hits that halfway point, it'll be more than halfway done because there's only 7 spots, right? And if you look at the Mega Sub list, Travis Nova's already on the first round up here. So there's Travis Nova. And yeah, so there you have it. What else is close? Oh, right, the Call of Legends sub list. $15, 2 spots. They're only $15 a spot, okay? So Call of Legends is almost up another spot. So those are the things to pay attention to. It boils down to mutually assured destruction, then who gets the land, nuclear waste because nobody can. Yeah, there's only so much you can say about the stuff. Fewer nukes is a good thing. I think Soleimani should have just been friends with Trump. I bet you Trump would have showered that guy with approval. He'd have been like, oh yeah, we're friends. I'm friends with the bad guy. I think that's what Trump likes to do. He likes to say, I'm friends with Kim Jong-un. I'm friends with the Chinese guy. I'm friends with Putin. He likes to be friends with the bad guy. That's what Trump likes to do. Maybe it's like maybe it makes him feel cool or something. I couldn't even explain it. But he likes that stuff. So Soleimani should have just been friends with them. And you know what would have happened? Trump would have made a bunch of economic deals with Soleimani, and they could have just been a wealthier, more developed country. And then Soleimani's replacement could then just go back to working on a nuclear bomb when Trump was gone. So again, talk about military strategy. They just don't seem to be making strong military choices, and that's all it comes down to sometimes, right? It's just, do you make clever military choices? Build your economy for 4 years, then Trump's out of office, then you go back to making bombs. Netanyahu retires or dies someday too, by the way. So he dies one day. Now it's all being toppled. You know, Iran's being toppled, and Soleimani's not going to be in power for a minute, especially if Trump's saying unconditional surrender at this point. Now it's looking very bad for them. So I don't know, man. I think that if I was a military strategist in Iran, I would have said, hey, let's have peace for 4 years, and then get back to it 4 years later. Here we are, 1, 2, 3. So just speaking like a strategist, like a guy who enjoys chess, it seems like the wrong moves were made for Iran. That's 6 spots over there. All right. And I do like strategy games. I love them. Ho-ho! Pichu 9. That's what Iran did during the Biden administration. They started enriching uranium. Yeah, well, you know, and they could have kept doing it maybe, but they would have had to do it really slow and really quiet. And I would have just made the deal with Trump and just had peace. And then when Trump's gone, I'd have broken all the rules of the agreement again. I'd be like, that was the last president. We got a new president now. You know what I mean? Stall would have been the better strategy. Obviously, in hindsight, you can say stall would have definitely been the better strategy. In hindsight, because I don't think they're going to make the nuclear bomb now at all. I think they just looking at this from a game. If you gamify it. Here we are? All right. Mr. Jose Arredondo. Very nice. Picking up a nice Pichu. Okay. Ta-da. Trump backed out of the nuclear deal in his first term. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but that nuclear deal wasn't very good because it basically gave Iran a whole bunch of money. And the way the nuclear deal was structured, it was just going to stop them from enriching the uranium for a little while. And that was it. And then they would be allowed to just go right back to it. So that's why they dropped out of it. Because, and by the way, it wasn't just Republicans who criticized that deal. It was actually the Democrat Party itself. I remember that time period, all these major magazines like Times Magazine and Washington Post and all these other ones, they were all criticizing it because they're like, you basically just gave Iran money and said, do it a little bit later after I'm out of office. That's what the deal basically said. Here's Shen Yang. He sent $98. Hey, what's up, Mr. Shang? What can I help you with? Mr. Shang, we got your payment. What would you like to open with that? Here we are. Working a better deal instead of killing the existing one would have been a better approach. I mean, effectively, it's the same idea, I think. I don't really... Let me go ahead and pull this out. I'm going to charge this. All right. Final Fantasy. Oh, yeah, Final Fantasy. That makes sense. Let me go grab a Final Fantasy. Ready? Let's see. Haha. Very nice. In other words, Obama's deal wouldn't have stopped Iran from reaching a nuclear bomb either way, if that's the goal, right? All right, here it is. Very nice. Lovely. Luffy wanted, went off, manga still going. Yes, here's the Luffy. Ooh. Now we got a whole pack from Mr. Shang. You ready? Let's pull that golden Kokobo. We got Hero, Genova, Kuja, Mage Manufacturer, Golbez, Tella, Champions from Beyond, Summon Titan, Swamp. Okay, there's Swamp. Summon Shiva, Torgol, Kina, Dragoon Lance. That's so cool. You know, the Dragoons were in Monster Hunter because they had a Monster Hunter Final Fantasy crossover. I feel like Final Fantasy's got a good future. This is such a strong brand. It's been around for so long. There we go. Very nice. Champions from Beyond. Telegreat Sage. That's the only serialized chase, or are there others worth a pull? Mister, are you going to get some comics graded by PSA for your collection? Comic books? No, just cards. Just cards for me. There we go. Here's Hiro. Rar. All right, lovely. Ooh. No wonder SpongeBob MTG's Secret Lair is pricey. Yeah, I've got some of that. I got some of that right here. Some of that SpongeBob. I got to make a video opening that. I haven't made a video out of it. All right, did the box battle go off yet? The box battle has not gone off. It's for a box of white and a box of black, everybody. Your odds are 1 in 8. It's halfway full, everybody. Okay, Mr. Shang with an SH. Let's go grab your name. There are roughly about 60 normal cards to go after besides the Neon Chocobos. Any SpongeBob for sale? No SpongeBob for sale. We will have it for sale after it's finished grading. So after it's finished grading. We will have some Topps SpongeBob for sale. Topps SpongeBob is right now on the way. Which poker card should I buy? Says Ben Franklin. Ben! I don't know. The ones that you like best. The ones that you think look good. Here's Blossom. I really like this Blossom. I'm surprised it is not purchased. I think it's a really great card. Here's Whiscash. He's not bad. He's part of the EX Deoxys collection. Here's Larvitar Poker, speaking of which. He should be extremely rare, by the way, if you didn't know that. Lucario Melmetal Altart from Sun and Moon Era. That's from 2019, everybody. That's 6 years old now. Graded 10 by tag. It's a beautiful card. Carvana 9 for $55. Reverse Holo from Ruby Sapphire. It's the Ben Franklin. Yeah. Okay, let's take a quick scan of the back of this card to find out the population on this one. Sometimes revealing the population helps a card sell because you guys don't always appreciate how rare these cards are. So this little Larvitar is Pop 9. He is extremely rare. Wow, man. We got a new cord. We got a new cord for our broken cord, but it's huge. This is all spare wire. It's huge. I don't need this much wire. Oh, my God. I should trade this with my wife. I bet she would trade. We want the little wire. This wire's way too large. What am I going to do with all this freaking wire, dude? All right. So this guy is a staggeringly low Pop 9. Really rare Larvitar. He only comes out of the Silver Gold Deck Part 2, so I recommend picking up the Larvitar, Pupitar, Tyranitar if you can. All right, let's see. Because those are going to be ones that are going to be hard to finish. All right, back out of here. Let's see. Speaking of which, I'm doing my duty here. You know, a card I still don't have. I don't have the Charmander Pokemon Center. What's that going for? Charmander Pokemon Center. How much is that Charmander Pokemon Center going for? Okay. So the cheapest Charmander Pokemon Center goes for 1,003. Oh, that's CGC. That doesn't count. Everyone knows that doesn't count. The cheapest one is graded in 1,650. Is that right? How about this one? How about this one? Okay, this one's got the later certification number. I'm going to go ahead and pick up that Charmander Pokemon Center card because he appears to be highly desirable. And there we go. So we got a $1,800 Charmander card coming over. That's one of the cards from the Scarlet Violet era that I better pick up at this point. Okay, how much money do I have left? Do I have any money left? We did some major purchases lately. Okay, we got some money left. We did some major purchases lately. Next up, we have an order from David Moray's 1 Trump Pack 25 to Slabaway. 1 Trump Pack 25 to Slabaway. Hello, David. How are you? David minus 167. 142 remains. Okay. I have the same Larvitar. There you go. Very nice. So these Playboy packs give you a chance for a vintage Trump card that sells for a lot of money. If you can pull him, he sells for maybe over $100. More importantly, though, after he's done grading, if he grades 10, he could be worth like $1,000. The cone head. These are very fun to open. There's nothing, there's no nudity in here, so they're safe to open. There we are. And there we have it. You got some grandmas in bikinis. Not bad. 1.8K for Pokemon Center over vintage is insane. It's probably insane, and yet I like the concept of vintage being valuable strictly because it's old. I don't think, well, obviously, if you look at the market, what you can say is that everyone was anticipating modern to crash and to fail, and it just did not. It really did not fail. And I think it comes down to art. It's not about the age anymore. It's about what it is. It's a beautiful piece of art, and people will pay a lot of money for a rare piece of art. So we're going to bring in that Charmander. What else did I buy? Did I buy something else yesterday that was really expensive? No. Oh, I bought some non-10 vintage cards to share with you guys as breaks, because I think that is the future for vintage cards. I think vintage 10s have become unobtainable. So I think we're at a point where, you know, I've always believed that sub-10 cards can grow. I've always believed that. I always just thought that 10s grow first and then the other cards follow later. Well, I think we're in that follow later stage a little bit. So I do have a card I'm excited to receive. I bought a first edition Gym Challenge Giovanni Nidoking. I already had one in the past, and I sold it like a fool. And I shouldn't have, because he's one of my favorite cards. But I sold him because he was cheap, and I was like, I can just buy him back. He's cheap. Now I'm buying him back for almost double what I paid for him. So there's some stupid moves right there. Don't be like me, guys. If you have a card that you love, don't sell it, even if it's not, you know, expensive. Because one day it could be expensive when you don't expect it to be. David Moraes. Yeah, I bought the Nidoking from you. Nice, dude. How much did I sell it to you for? Do you remember? Wasn't it like 600 or something like that? I don't remember. There we go. All right. Very good. How much you think the Poker Evolution of Larvitar is valued? $750. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. I bought him for $1,000, so you got him cheaper than I did. So I bought him back off the market for $1,000. So I lost $350 selling that card to you. Think about how that impacts the way I think about selling cards, you know. And of course, you're looking for another one too. You're like, well, give me that Celebi, will you? And you know, I'm questioning when the market's going up, you question that. Of course, when the market's going down, you're like, yeah, get rid of these. But you know, it's my own philosophy that these cards are a long-term hold, and so it's hard to reconcile those two feelings of wanting to buy and wanting to sell. But I'm supposed to be a net buyer. I can't get over the fact that those Magic cards went from 1,500 to 3,000. I thought they would have fallen slightly by now. What that means is that the supply could not keep up with the demand. Look at this, guys. Yeah, you're up 250 on that one card, man. Hold on, give me a second. All right, here it is. Ow. Ow. Mister, what's happened when he sold me his Team Rocket Dratini? I know, I love that card. Wow, the sleeve makes such a difference. Let's get this into a proper sleeve. That's how I feel about the Greninja from Twilight Masquerade. What a card. I know, he's a nice card. Now, you know, I wish I had 5 of these at this point. He's so nice. If I had 5, I could do that thing on the table, you know. But I'm really impressed with Pokemon. Everyone had a lot of negative feelings about them, especially me. I had negative feelings about them in Scarlet Violet, and yet they have cards like this Magikarp, and admittedly, he's not from Scarlet Violet. He's actually Gen 1. But, you know, they've got Gen 1 Pokemon in there. Nobody anticipated that the ARs would be this valuable. This is a $3,000 card now, everybody. Where does it go from here? Does it get crazier? So that was Pop 2836. Let's update this. So this should say 1,300, 525, and population 2836. Let's go ahead and get the data for this card too real fast. How much you buy them for? So that one I bought like a month ago for 1,300. I'm pretty happy with that purchase. I am pretty satisfied. And now we're looking for this one. Oops, scrolling up here. Oops, come on now. It's like not working. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Now we need the cert on. Oop. God damn it, dude. I hate it when things don't work. Okay, so we've got the certification number on this one. Oh, there it is. So I got this one for 1,345. That right there. So, and that's after taxes and everything. 1, 3, 4, 5. And he was purchased in what month? So we like to track cards that we hold. He was purchased in November. So 11.24. And who knows what the population was at the time, but we're going to set the population to 2836. So we're going to say that's the population now. Now, what's curious about that is for 6 months, the price really didn't change. And all of a sudden, 6 months later, the price has jumped again. That's really interesting. You got to think about that. Okay. My shiny Tyranitar is now over 8K. Will you sell me your other shiny Tyranitar for the same price? Lol. Maybe. You never know, because he might be too expensive right now. But I've got 3 of them, and I'm pretty happy with having a trio. So I think I'll leave it at 3. What I really should have done is I should have bought 5 of them so I could spread them out on the table like that. That's the most fun thing to do. But I did that with some good cards, so I think I'm safe. All right, guys, happy daytime stream to you. Let's start finishing these orders up. We've got Steven Sistrunk paying down Giratina. You got it, Mr. Steven. So this goes from 820 minus 50 to 770. Boom. All right, you're getting pretty close. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm so satisfied with this. You know, guys, we have Paldea on the menu. You could try to pull your own Magikarp. Maybe I should open a box for myself on a video sometime, because I'd love to pull one. I've never pulled one for myself, and it's a spectacular card. If I pulled one for myself in a graded 10, that'd be my favorite Magikarp. Beatrice says, can I get a spot in the Jumbo Pack break? Yes, you can. There's one spot remaining. The fact that the Pokemon card market is still basically on fire and it's the middle of summer is pretty wild. Pokemon cards generally fall dramatically in price during July, and they're still really high. They're not that... I mean, I'm sure some have come down a bit, but they haven't come down as much as you'd think they would. Okay, here is a lovely Horsey 75. Here's Mareep 10. You know, these are really interesting. PSA won't grade these. So the way I look at these Karutas, when PSA starts grading them, just like they used to not grade poker, if you didn't know that, now you know that. PSA refused to grade these in the past, and now they do grade them, and their value popped. Their value popped. So the same thing could happen with these guys. When PSA does inevitably start grading these, because they're vintage Pokemon cards, the value on these could really just skyrocket. Especially a nice, good-looking one. Here's Firo 9. Here's Cyndaquil, PSA 10. That one's a nice one. Summer hasn't started yet. I mean, we're like halfway through June. We're halfway through June. The market should have crashed by now, you know? That's the way I see it, but it didn't. Instead, the market went way up. It came down a little bit, and now it's still going up. 2 spots on the Greninja slab break. Ooh. Greninja about to finish, everybody. Here you have it, Mr. Dylan. Okay, back in for 4 Black Flame, 3 Fusion Art, 2 Lost Abyss. Okay, Dylan. Good. All right, 2 Gray Ninjas. Very nice. That's going to say 9 and 10, a big fat hen. 1 spot in the Greninja remains, everybody. By the way, don't forget these breaks over here for the Final Fantasy break, needing 1 person. And this is a gym break for Kickstarter Metazoo. You might pull a Mothman. You know, Mothman Kickstarter should be a role in our Discord server, in my opinion. I don't know why we don't have that. Here we are. I think that'd be a funny one. Donation, scoreboard, challenge rolls. Chicken Jockey. So Chicken Jockey is going to say Chicken Jockey any Chicken Jockey, and then number 9 is going to say Mothman. Pull Kickstarter. And grade 10. We'll make it a little harder. You have to pull the Kickstarter Mothman and have it grade 10. If you do that, you get the Mothman roll, okay? So we'll have a Mothman roll in the Discord server for fun. Not everyone will care about that roll because some people just don't like Metazoo. But there are some people who don't mind it. And so for you guys who do like it, you can get a Mothman roll. Okay. The stock market has been about even since the beginning of the year. Not great. Michael Pettiford says 4 Black Flames. All right. 4 Black Flames. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 Fusion Art, 2 Lost Abyss. 3 Fusion Art. Okay, 2, 3, 4. 3 Fusion Art, 2 Lost Abyss. 2 Lost Abyss. That's over here, actually. Nope, that's Fusion Art. New box of Lost Abyss. Okay. Pokies are better than stocks. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It's just a kid's toy, but I don't know. It's like the most insane thing ever. But I think it's proving something that I've been saying for years, that Pokemon affected so many people. It not only just in 1999, 2000, but all these years later, it's affected so many people that this hobby was like bound or guaranteed to rise a bit. I don't know how much, but it wasn't going to stay. It wasn't going to stay cheap. Because when you look at the baseball, basketball, football cards, those all reach like $40,000, $50,000. Some reach $1 million, and 6 years ago, I was looking at Pokemon cards going, well, Pokemon could do that, I bet. You know, just because, like, what were kids of my age doing? Were they watching football, basketball, soccer? No, they were all playing Pokemon. So, I was thinking about that 6 years ago, and that's why I was like, I think I should invest in Pokemon cards as a sort of speculative thing. Also, I remember when I was younger, when I was like 24, I was working for Coca-Cola listening to all these books on investment. And there was this one guy, one book I was listening to, and he was talking about how a banker got into investing in baseball cards, and it turned him into a millionaire. And I was listening to that years and years ago, thinking about that, and I was like, alternative investments like graded gold, which you don't expect that to do well either, by the way. Graded gold, graded baseball cards, stuff like that. I was thinking about that for a long time because I thought that was rather clever. I thought, man, you just have to understand what it is that everyone wants the most. That's the nature of the stock, too. The reason the stock rises in value is because now everyone wants it. So if you were to, if you were to break down the concept of why stocks rise in value, capital gains, to their real root, the real cause, it's just that people want them. And there are objects in this world that people want so badly, they're willing to trade tons of money for it. And so somebody who becomes wealthy not from work but from trade is somebody who understands that transaction where you've obtained something everyone wants. And so these are some like really abstract ideas, but you've obtained something that everybody's got to have. And all of a sudden the money doesn't have any value and the item you're holding does have value because money is just a tool. It is. All right, Mr. Michael. So I was learning about those things when I was working for Coca-Cola because I was listening to all those books when I was younger. All right, here we are. You gave me Starbirth instead of Black Flame. Did I really? Mister, that's not Black Flame. four Starbirth for free. Let's get you 4 Black Flames now. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're right, because I have them sitting in the same box where the Black Flame used to be. Oh, wait a second. I reached into the Black Flame box, but look. Okay, so that's what happened. That's what happened. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got some Starbirth for free today. That's not bad. Here we are. And let's put this in the correct box. Somehow those got mixed into the Black Flame box. So I thought I had grabbed the right product. And I had not. There we go. Very nice. Yeah, I grabbed from the Black Flame box, but for some reason Starbirth was in there. I must have accidentally loaded some Starbirth packs into there. So 4 free packs for you today, Mr. Michael. And let's see what you pull. You got a cold one. Who doesn't like a free pack or two every now and then? Here's Toxicroak, and here's a cold one. I want free ones too. Yeah, free ones are nice, man. Oh man, this room's warm, dude. It's so muggy outside. I don't even think it's hot today. I think it's like 75 or 80 or something. It's not even that hot. But the humidity level is insane. It is so yucky when you go outside and start walking. There. Still cold. Yeah. Bamboozled. I kind of bamboozled myself out of some packs. I'm the one who gets bamboozled if a mistake is made. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Michael. Appreciate it, man. Mr. Michael keeping us busy. Now we got an order from Dennis Chantavong. Welcome back. Luffy break plus ship my bag. Okay, jumping into the Luffy break. One spot on this. Did anyone buy this spot? Dennis Chantavong. Thank you, Mr. Dennis. I'm walking here. Okay. All right, the last spot in the gold star is over. Don't try to buy another spot. I had this as a break because gold stars are so like famous and popular. Is it really that hard to believe that maybe a modern gold star over the years could do really well? I don't think it's that crazy. There it is. So, by the time this card reaches $1,000, everyone will be like, of course it reached $1,000. It's a gold star card. Like they're geniuses or something. That's what it's going to feel like and sound like. I didn't add a number here, did it? So 13 out of 18. I better start buying a new manga card pretty soon. So ship my bag, he says. You got it, Dennis. Dennis. Ah, here you have this. Is that all you had? No second bag or anything? Sometimes we make second bags. Here's a Dennis Lopez from 1224. I wish he would ship. He's got a huge bag, dude. Okay, here's an almost expired Dennis Perales. Okay, Dennis Perales. Is that DP? DP Fitness? Okay. Oh, it looks like we need to log back into stamps to create this label. Alexis comes in for Wednesday shipping, so feel free to order a round of shipping at this point, guys. I think Amazing Rares and the Shining Legend Shinies are slept on. The Amazing Rares did have a nice Rayquaza. I feel like one of the problems with the Amazing Rares is they quit working on them pretty fast. So they didn't keep it going. Same with the Radiant cards. They didn't keep it going. So, I don't know. DP where? We had a nice guy named DP Fitness. What was his name? Was it Dennis Perales? That might be his bag. I don't know if he's coming back. Poor DP. Gone too soon. Okay, grab this. How heavy is this? Okay, we're going to say 7, 4, 4. All right, very good. Wonder who won. I'm walking here. Let's go ahead and print. DP had the illest my wife comments. Yeah, we miss him. I wish he hadn't gone. He said he had to go to take care of his business and stuff. I think he was cutting himself off from the stream. He was like, can't be here. It's a bad place for me. It had to have been the My Little Pony cards, right? I swear to God, he got in trouble with his wife. That has to be it. The My Little Pony card showed up, and his wife caught it, and she was like, I don't think so. All right. Thank you, Mr. Dennis Chantavan. Appreciate it, man. Now we have an order from our good friend, Jose Redondo. Last spot in the Gray Ninja. All right. Gray Ninja is finally going off. He took about a month to go off. So that was certainly not a fast-moving break. Okay. And here is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my God, there's one spot left in the Gray Ninja. The numbers were off. There is one spot left in the Gray Ninja. Garrett says he'll take the Mareep. Meh. That's a Pop 2 Mareep. There is one spot left in Gray Ninja. Still time for somebody to join if you'd like a shot at the Gold Star. Garrett. Ta-da. Bro's wife ratted him out. Could have. Robert Wright finished the Gray Ninja. Hey, there it is. There it is. Robert Wright jumped in. I didn't know that. Okay, now it's sold out. Sorry if you just sent in for it. All right, I'll send for the last spot. Nah, it's gone. We got it. We got it. There's a nice Umbreon reverse holo, by the way, from Prismatic. That's harder to do than you think to get a 10 on an English reverse holo. Here's the new Mickey Mouse Bubblegum card. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I sneeze so much over here. Why do I sneeze so much? There has to be tons of dust in the air. I need to clean this room up. I need like I need to get another hand vacuum. You know, I used to have one. I lost the charger for it. Bet the charger's right in this room somewhere. Can't find it. All right, there's no star card in this anymore. Remember, I removed it so that we can make the break smaller. Oh, wait, I need the boosters as well. All right. Gray Ninja. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. People have been jumping in the gym breaks recently. Those have been the really exciting thing on the channel. Gym breaks came back, and so people have really, really wanted to jump into those. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, I should recount them. Imagine if Dennis' wife found Sneaker Bunko in his bag. Yeah, could have been something just like that. He just left so all of a sudden, I think he got in trouble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's like, sorry guys, I gotta go. That's it. All right, give me a number. Is it my name? You say it and you sneeze. I think I'm just saying achoo. Oh, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 7. Rip and flip. Now here are the names. Oh, 6 is in here. Bet you 6 would like to pull that Grid Ninja. She was saying, I don't know if you guys were listening, 6 says she was going to take a little break too. I don't blame her. She had gone really deep lately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got the sniffles, man. I got the sniffles. All right, somebody give me a number. I encourage someone to buy me MLP cards. We can't do 69. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there we go. Jesus Aguilera. Sorry, Jesus Aguilera. Here's Jose Arredondo. Sorry, Jose Arredondo. Jose Dominguez. Sorry, Jose Dominguez. Jonathan Fernandez. Sorry, Jonathan. Dylan Chan. Oh, Mr. Dylan Chan. He is going to be excited to see this. Mr. Dylan Chan. Are you here today, Dylan? Is Dylan Chan here? I don't know if he's here. Oops. Here's Dylan Chan. He had 2 spots in here. Dylan Chan had 2 spots. DDB. Here's 6. Sorry, 6. Here's Robert Wright. Sorry, Robert. Here's Anthony Kalura. Sorry, Anthony. And here's Andrew Ninja. All right. Yay, I'm here. Yes. Very nice, man. Very nice. Picking up a Gold Star Gray Ninja. Now that Gold Star is finished, and we're not going to place a new Pokeball break on the table yet. We're going to let some of these other breaks finish first. So that's what we're doing. We're going to clear up some of these breaks off the table. There's just too damn many. It's causing everyone's attention to be divided. It is. Okay. All right. Oops. All right. Whew. Very nice. That took a while, didn't it? Yeah, that one took a while. If you guys ever want to see these breaks finishing faster, spread the word about our channel, okay? Because the more people in here, the more odds that people jump into those breaks and get them done sooner. So the larger our group is, the faster these breaks move. All right, we got really fantastic breaks. Like this was a promo. You can't even pull this out of a booster pack. And it's already graded 10. Exceptionally difficult card to grade 10. If you did not know that about this card, this is very hard to grade 10. So this is a promo, and it's hard to grade 10. And I turned it into an RNG custom booster pack product. That's a decent service, you know. Like, where's the $10 booster pack to open for this? It doesn't exist. So you might as well come over here and try Cardconomist custom booster pack on it. All right. So let's see. Now we've got. So here's that Carddass Sun. Here's the Charizard Moon. The Mega Break's getting closer. And the Eevee. So these are the main 3 breaks now. These 3 right here. I spread the word while in PokeRev's stream. I don't know if I would recommend that because I wouldn't want PokeRev's people to come here and do that to us. Here's David Moraes. One more Trump pack. Besides, you probably just piss him off. The people there be like, get out of here, loser. I'm going to go to the No Kings protest with the link QR to TTC stream. There we are. Very nice. Very good. Hey, guys, I know you're protesting about this thing, but how do you feel about opening Pokemon cards? All right. I use PokeRev's clips and don't tell them. Here we are, Playboy. Here's Playboy. And here's a cold one. And here's a cold one. PokeRev TCC boxing match. There we are. Very nice, David Moraes. Nice, very nice. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of packs in there. Might need to get you a fresh bag. There we go. Wow, that was a lot of orders. Next up, we've got Christian S. for a box of the Gem Pokemon. Oh yeah, Gem Pokemon. You almost forget about them because we opened so much last week. These are still really good, and I'm actually running low on them. I'm trying to remember how many are in there. Are there 20 boxes or 12 boxes? I think it's 20. I did a restock of one case of these because they're selling so well. Rev, TCC, Pinecone Fight. What? Snip of this. Snip of these. Snip of this one. How long are our bags valid? 1 year? Yep, 1 year. Same with the slabs. 1 year, guys. So that is plenty of time. That is a lot of time. Do you know if you're getting the Chinese 151 Hope and Surprise boxes? I told the guy I want the one with the Gengars in it. So that's why I told him. So he knows I want that. I don't know which one that is. It's real confusing. There's all these different sets. So he knows I want it. He says it's not in yet. He says he can't sell it until it's in. All right. There's Umbreon. Okay, here's Vaporeon. Here's a Leafeon. And there's a Vaporeon. Take my Charizard. Let me in your bunker. Oh, what? All right, the bunker's open for business. Pokebunker. Jolteon. Jolteon. Sylveon. Whee! Nice stamp. Nice stamp, bro. Nice mushroom stamp, bro. I hate it when the sleeves do this. You see that? Why does the sleeve do that? It's almost like it was made right. Any chance you could do a 4-year Pokeball? I'm 1 month away from 3 years, mister. Oh, yeah. What should it look like, do you guys think? Here we are. All we could do is we could bump back the age of the TCC ball. That's supposed to be the final thing you can get here. The TCC ball. Okay. Green TCC ball. What? Make it a gold ball. God, it did it again. I don't understand why it does that. Okay. Great ball. That's not great ball. And Eevee. All right. No AR. Maybe in the next box, though. Hey, what's up, Mr. NHCC? Master TCC ball. I wanted GS ball a long time ago. All right. There we go. Ooh, look at that. Lovely. Christian S. Good. Mr. Any more One Pice cards? One Pice? Maybe. There we go. I want some One Pice. There it is. What we got here? We've got Shuppet the Puppet, PSA 10, Hidden Legends, $65. PSA 9 Skarmory, $24. So this Call of Legends is getting closer, guys, if you did not know that. Call of Legends is actually pretty far along. It's a vintage pack break. People used to get really excited about these, but apparently not this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 people in here now. 5 people in the Call of Legends break. It is halfway done. We need 5 more people. And if you come over here, you can see the Call of Legends has a sublist with 2 more spots. All right. Call of Legends just not popular, huh? That's crazy because, you know, some of the pulls in this set just go for like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 like that. You know that, right? That's why it's expensive. It's not like it's expensive by accident. It's one of the most expensive sets. One of the sets with the most expensive top pulls in it. It's really crazy. All right. We need Jen. That's what we need. Where's Jen? Jen will jump in here in a heartbeat. Here's Joey Albrecht, 130 towards my slab. Mr. Joseph Albrecht. 130. Aha! Joey Albrecht, let's get this number down. So this is going to say 6110 minus 130. 5980. Boom. All right. Are we going to get a new Pokeball break? Probably not. These existing breaks, the Sun and Moon breaks, will be the focus now. Oh, and actually something new has to become the new star break. I'd say it's this one. So this thing right here is the new star break until it's finished. So that is going to receive star spots at this point. This guy right here. Did I update this? $5,980 remain. You also want 7 Poke Shuffles. Oh. Okay. Very nice. A Pokestand ball, LMAO, for 4-year membership. We got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 2 Final Fantasy Legacy Collection, 1 Paldea Evolved. Yes, the Paldea Evolved is an even more desirable set. Wow, dude. I don't know what it is, Joey Albrecht, but you have not had good luck in the Poke Shuffles. Here it is. Cold Round. All right. Let's add a new card to the Poke Shuffles, shall we? This Horsey's going in the Poke Shuffle for 50. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Karuta Horsey. Tag is putting bad luck into the shuffles. Who's putting bad luck in the shuffles? Here it is. Do you guys want to see some of the pulls in the Poke Shuffle? So look at that Poke Shuffle. It is full of cards. All that on top of the live custom pulls and the 5 live custom pulls. That's a lot. So here are what some of the slabs look like. Let's zoom out. Yeah, 1, 2. That's a Master Ball. 3. That's nice. That's a Master Ball. Got this nice Slowbro from Shinji Kanda. Here's a nice looking Alakazam. Here's a nice Vending Seadra. Nice Eevee. Slowbro, vintage with the big swirl. Here's a nice Iron Thorns. Look at that. Hey, that's not bad at all. Look at that, guys. Okay, there's Machop. Looks like we have 1 coin in there, the Poliwhirl. Venonat, Hitmonlee 10. That's not bad at all. Yellow. Oh, that's Yellow deck Hitmonlee. Noctowl 10. We got Master Ball, this guy. This lovely Snorlax. Here's a Feraligatr. It looks like I could add a slab or 2 to the box. Here's, well, I mean, it's already pretty full, but I could add like a real racy one that people want. Here's Gardevoir, Palafin, Pidgeotto, hey, Captain Pikachu Master Ball. That's not bad. Mega Venusaur. And finally, this Pikachu that's like, get your ass over here and get beat up. All right, good. 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 Oh, I remember the big card I bought the other day. I bought that Umbreon, that Prismatic Umbreon. I had to buy a new one because the other one's not shipped to me yet. So that's a open eBay case now. Yeah, remember I told you guys I bought an Umbreon and the guy just never shipped it. And I contacted him. He's like, oh yeah, let me get that shipped. And then he just never shipped it. So now that's an eBay case. I wonder what's going on with that guy. Let's see. We're going to say Umbreon. Item not received, case open. Oh, that was the guy who just messaged me. Let's see what he said. Okay, this guy's trying not to ship me the Umbreon now. Hold on. He says he wants to give me a Moonbreon or a Poncho. Let's see. PSA 10, Umbreon, VMAX, Alt. Let's see what those guys are doing right now. They're about the same price, 2.6. I don't really want it. I just want the prismatic. Let's see. I told him I can't accept a trade. All right. This guy's goofing on me. So we're not done with Joey Albrecht. We need 2 Final Fantasy Legacy collections and 1 Paldea Evolved. Have no fear, we're getting that next. So, Paldea Evolved. Here it is. Get your money back, I smell a scammer. He might not be a scammer. I think in a lot of cases it's not a scammer. But I just don't want to fool around with it, you know what I mean? So it's like, give me that exact same card we agreed on, send it to the authenticator, or just cancel the transaction. I'm surprised he kept my money all this time like a debt-free loan, like an interest-free loan, and didn't have to ship the card. It's like, son of a... I'm like, what? All right, let's go get some Final Fantasy. All right, very nice. Ooh, there we go. That message just came in. I'm gonna see what he's saying. So his answer was, I was gone far longer than expected, and since I was shipping such a large amount of items, I always had a USPS carrier come to me and pick up the packages. Since I was gone, it was past the scheduled pickup date, and it messed everything up since I had to go back to Phoenix for a family emergency. So why would he be wanting to do a trade? All right, there we go. Yeah, don't know. Sounds GPT talk. Smells fishy. Mr. loves the smell of fish, though. That's not wrong. I do like fish. Here we are. Family emergency equals excuse. Yeah, it's a very vague statement that could mean anything, you know. It could just be like, it could be anything. It's a blanket excuse. I've known people. I've been doing this a long time. He could be really honest. Actually, he could be like, you know, he's selling his card and he's not near the card. Maybe he's living in a different home, and he doesn't want to fly back to that home to get the card packaged up and shipped. So, you know, that kind of thing is actually a little bit believable. Imagine you had 2 homes that you're living in, and the card you sold is in the other home, and you just haven't flown back to it, and you don't want to spend $700 on a ticket to fly back home to get the right card to ship, right? So So he's probably got cards around him, with him, in the second home that he could do a replacement with, but not the card that I purchased. eBay should automatically refund a buyer on an authentication card if it isn't sent within a certain period. Well, eBay will give me my refund, I'm sure, if he can't fulfill it. I said, then why ask for a trade? Why not just ship the original card? I'm not really interested in those other two, by the way. And ask for a trade. Only a trade up would be interesting, not a flat trade. There you go. All right. I, too, like to live dangerously. Got a stack of fakes to trade for what you ordered. It is. You never know. You never know. It is. I've dealt with a lot of stuff over the years. It's been 6 years of this, guys, so. Sometimes you got to be game. As for half my collection in the Philippines, I'm not going to post those items if I can't ship them. Duh. Yeah, exactly. Here's a lock. Ooh, lock. But this guy sounds like he might have done that. Sounds like he's got some of his collections in a second place. And he sold one thinking he was going to be home already. And he's not. He's probably over there and he prefers to be there. Scammers, you know, if it was a scammer, here's what would have happened. Oh, he's got a mint raw poncho. He says it's in Nevada, but I'm in Phoenix. I have a good amount of cards here at home, so a poncho would be a fair trade-up based on last sales. He wants to send me a raw poncho in place of the Umbreon. I'm just going to ask for the cancellation. All right. Good choice card. Tell him to eat it raw. Nope, scam. Scam, scam, scam. Raw, F that. You can put your eBay page on vacation if you're away. Well, he did mention when in the description, he did mention, hey, I'm out for 2 weeks. So your item won't even get shipped for 2 weeks from when you bought it. And I was like, all right. And I bought it anyways because his was a bit cheaper. But now it's been like over a month and 2 weeks. So, yeah. It's... Okay. So that's for Joey Albrecht. Mr. Joseph, let's put this in your bag while we're watching this eBay problem unfold. All right, here's Joey Albrecht. He doesn't have your money anymore. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Would eBay have released the payout if the item never got shipped? Would eBay have released the payout? I don't think it would have. There we go. In a true scam, what would have happened is he would have sent me a fake box or something. He would have tried to do something like that. So I don't think this is a true scam. I think he never shipped the item. That's it. All right, he says, okay. All right, so I think he's just going to cancel the transaction. Yeah, I don't think he's a scammer. I think he's just a guy who tried to sell a card that he thought he was going to be near, but he wasn't. Here's the Sanrio, and here is the Slowpoke, and here is the Moltres. If you get a refund, his account will go negative if he doesn't have the money. Yeah, I mean, again, that assumes eBay unlocked that money for him. Because sometimes when it's a large amount like that, companies like eBay will actually hold the money until some sort of like point along the shipping, right? Here's Luke Laurie, won Star Wars Galaxy 3. You got it, Mr. Luke. Luke Laurie. You got any Steam Siege? No XYs for sale at the moment. No, actually, that's not true. We do have XY for sale. We have the best XY for sale on our Ancient Origins box break. Jump in here. It's a $140 box break. It's up to 9 already. That's 1 out of 4. 1/4 of the box is sold, everybody. This is going to be a very fun opening. We're going to sell a box or two of XY era before we jump onto our next WOTC era box break, because I think we will have another WOTC era box break, but we're gonna wait a minute. Here it is. All right, Luke. eBay gives it to you the day after, 9 p.m. I don't know. Let me look it up. If eBay ever withholds funds. Does eBay ever withhold funds on a big sale? Yes, eBay can withhold funds on a big sale. eBay can hold funds for up to 21 days if your account is new, you have fewer than 25 transactions, you haven't sold in a while, it's a high-risk item that triggers automatic fraud checks. eBay will hold until will hold funds until tracking shows delivered or the buyer leaves feedback. Item is not marked as shipped. If you don't upload tracking for the item, eBay will delay the release. I bet you he doesn't even have the money. I bet you eBay's holding it. It's a big transaction, and it's for an item that has to be authenticated. eBay probably hasn't released the money to him. Here's Luke Laurie. There you go. Although, he probably doesn't prefer to refund it because he probably, if you think about it, he might have already spent money thinking, hey, I'm getting $2,600 in a minute here. So that's not, I don't know how he is with his own money. I'm not saying I know anything about his behaviors, but people behave that way. They think, hey, I sold this card. Now I got all this spare money. And not if you didn't ship it. Like what? XY ain't WOTC. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying next, in a box or two, we're going to probably get ready and look for a WOTC era. But not this round. We're going to do Ancient Origins. We might do something else too. Starmer I sent for. Yes, the Starmer is a nice card. Look at that. There's your first day production. C-3PO and Darth Vader. Look at that. Crazy looking. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right. Very nice. I'd like to see Pokemon Go. You said it's been 6 weeks. Yeah, it's been like 6 weeks. Yeah, I mean, if eBay has noticed that the item hasn't been shipped, I'm sure eBay, because eBay's expecting the item to arrive at their authentication facility, wherever that is, PSA, whatever it is. So I'm sure eBay hasn't even released the funds to him. There's no way, there's no way their system would be set up so that you can sell like a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 card, not have to ship it to the authentication facility, and get to have access to the money. I'm sure eBay didn't set it up that way. There goes. All right. Now we have Daniel, Dell, Barrio, Spot on the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering. You got it, Mr. DDB. That ends the Final Fantasy round. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the end of the Final Fantasy break. And it was for 2 packs, 2 of these. I'll save that sleeve for next time, because I want to remake it. Where's my open box? Here it is. Oh, yeah. One of these 5 people gets these 2 booster packs for $40. That's what that is. Okay? Good luck in there. Just for Final Fantasy, guys. I opted to do no star break because these are not a Pokemon product. 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breaking news, Trump will grant TikTok another 90-day extension. Really? Oh, yeah, that was Trump. Trump wanted to acquire TikTok, huh? Give me a number. Wow, shocker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Aovic says 6. So, Aovic, 6 wraps over into 1. All right, 1. There it is. And now here's this. The name's shown off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last time I had a big card go to authentication. Oops. The funds released once it cleared the process. Yeah, exactly. That makes the most sense. All right. I would have been okay if TikTok had fully been banned. I'd have been okay with that. Because I do feel like I've talked about the subject multiple times. I do feel like it's just unfair business practice that China gets to, it's the parent companies in China, right? The parent company, ByteDance. So it's unfair that they get to have their social media over here, but they ban our social media over there. I really think that's uncompetitive and unfair. We should say, you can't have your stuff over here unless we can have ours in your country. And that's just fair. All right, give me a number. It's unfair. But I think Trump's kind of looking at it like, oh, we're going to get some kind of sweet deal where we're going to buy it or something. I think that's what he's doing. Zach says 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think he's trying very hard to buy it and to acquire it. We've got Tyler Franson. Cold. Sorry, Tyler. Here's Jeff Leon. Could that be it, Mr. Jeff? Mr. Jeff, thank you for jumping in. Here's Steven Gonzalez. Here's, Mr. Daniel. That's going to sting a little bit. It's going to be 2 misses for you, Mr. Daniel. Sorry, man. All right. So that is the end of the Final Fantasy break. Final Fantasy. I forgot. What was I going to do? I think I was going to mention one of the breaks went off. Oh, yeah. The Grey Ninja break went off. I don't think Tammy's here. Is Tammy here? I don't think she's here. So I just realized I didn't mark down in the breaks channel that the Grey Ninja break went off. Current breaks, breaks history. Grey Ninja ended. Dylan Chan. And 2 Final Fantasy round over at 1:26. So, there we go. Ugh. If there's a price on the slab, it's generally for sale. Larger slabs will be price adjusted most likely. Here we are. Can we buy the slabs you showed from that box? From that box. Which box? Here we are. Oh, the Koro slabs? Maybe you're talking about Koro. I would be interested in continuing to sell the Koro slabs just because I know that I have sheets, 2 or 3 of them, I can't remember, sheets of the Koro collection that I'm going to grade up as a full, sort of like, hopefully a full graded sheet. That's what I want PSA to do for me. I hope they do it, because if they tell me, no, you have to hand cut these, I'm going to be really sad. All right, here goes. Jeff Leon. Good luck, Jeff. May you pull a Kokobo and get us a tremendous moment in our stream and channel. We're blessing these packs in nomine patre et filii et spiritus sancti. Remember we looked that up the other day? All right. He means the Poke Shuffle slabs. Oh, no, those can't be bought. Those can't be bought outright. No, those are in the Poke Shuffle. They can only be pulled. Here's Hero, Summon Brynhilder, Squall Leonhardt, Joshua Phoenix Dominant, Matoya, Estinian. He's cool. I like Estinian. Jecht. Oops. And Island. Summon Esper, the Emperor, Black Waltz, Evil Reawakening, Phoenix Down, Charlion, Monk's Fist, and Shinra. I don't know. I felt like that box wasn't too crazy. No Cloud, no Tifa. Gotta get Cloud, Tifa, Sarah. There's a couple guys who do really well. Sephiroth cards will probably do really well. We'll put Squall in the front here, okay? Squall, Leonhardt. Okay. Next pack. Pack number 2. That's it. That's the Golden Kokobo. Here's Leviathan, Shadowbringers. That's a really nice looking card, man. Clive, Summon, Siegfried, Dark Confidant. All right. Whoa, look at that one. Eden, Seat of the Sanctum. That's cool. Ambrosia Whiteheart, Sid, Renoa, Adalbert, Magic Damper, Laughing Mad, and Gasol. There we have it. Thank you, Mr. Jeff. I hope you appreciate all these cards. You grabbed them for $40 on a lucky break. Now the break begins again. We'll just keep running that break for now, guys. Remember, we actually did a kind of break for like Lord of the Rings cards where you would get a couple cards per pack. That was pretty fun too, right? Remember that, guys? Back then, I didn't really understand. Oh, no, I remember. We would shuffle the names, right? Here we go. All right, Shadowbringers is hollow this time, at least. Sick pulse. Pull Tifa, please. All right. That was a lucky round. Let's see. Joey. And remember, guys, you're never really forced to jump into this break. You could always just buy a pack. The packs are selling for like 98, I think, right now. You could just buy a pack. The breaks are just an option. And let's see. Okay, the difference between this break and buying a pack is if you spend 100, you'll definitely get a pack. Whereas you can spend 100 in the break and still miss. Or you can get very lucky and get like double the amount. So that's what's interesting about it. It's RNG on top of RNG. But the packs are essentially the same price in the break. So if that's the kind of thing you like, have some fun with it. 40. 1 in 5. There it goes. That's a fresh round. That's 2 packs, 41 and 5. And don't forget, we also are running this Metazoo. So this is running at the same time. If you pull Mothman, you will get a roll for that. You got to pull a Kickstarter holographic Mothman, and it needs to grade 10. So it's a tough roll. Omastar. Here's Pidgeot. Maybe it doesn't need to grade 10. I mean, does it really need to grade 10? He doesn't pull that often, does he? There, some options for you guys on the table. Someone finished the Jumbo Pack Break. Yeah, Jumbo Pack Break's near the end. Next up, we have an order from Patrick Brady. 2 packs English Azure Lane Volume 1. First edition packs. Wow, so where did I put those? I remember I added them to the menu, and I was telling everyone about it. But where did I place them? I really don't remember where we put these, but I think I know where I can get more. I know they should be nearby, though, really. Because if I put them on the menu, it means I set them right next to me. Yeah, there's just too much stuff. GI Joe. There's too much stuff. It's insane. It's insane. The amount of stuff we have is insane. We got to shrink the menu. We've got to shrink the menu. It's got to happen. It's too much. I can't handle it all. Oh, it's right here. It's open, too. Okay, so how many packs of this did you want? So he wanted 2 packs of them. Yes, you got it. 2 packs. So I keep them over here. I'm just going to leave them over here. At least you can find them when they're over here. 2 packs of Azure Lane, Volume 2. All right, you got it, Volume 2. That was why I couldn't find them, because I didn't leave them by my chair. All right. How do you tell if they're first edition on the front? It came out of a box that says first edition, right? So only the box says first edition. I guess the packs don't say first edition on them. That's interesting. All right. Okay, set that back down. How does that double pack Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy break work? You have a 1 in 5 odds to pull both packs for $40. That's exactly how it works. Okay, now we're looking for an open box of Azure Lane 2. But I don't know if we got an open box of that. We just got too much stuff. We got stuff coming out of our ears. So we do have a box of it. Let's get it open. Here it is, Azure Lane, Volume 2. Why does Ash hate Misty? I don't know. He's madly in love with her, and she makes him so nervous when she's around that he has to be mean to her. There you go. You tell me why Harry Potter didn't get with Hermione. Makes no sense. Because they got their main characters, and they're not allowed to be in love. That's what it is. Even though it's so obvious that they were meant to be. Ready? Didn't J.K. Rowling later say it would make more sense for Harry Potter and Hermione to be together? There we go. There we go. J.K. Rowling actually admitted to regretting that. Yeah, it was so weird. Harry Potter has like this love relationship with Ron's sister. And it was like, I don't know, it's like super weird. Like there was no chemistry to it at all. It's just like all of a sudden he's snogging. All right. Okay. And here's a holo. And Snoggin, whatever her name was. Harry had to be on his own. Yes, something like that. Patrick Brady, thank you so much. Nothing spicy jumping out of those, though. Try again, Mr. Patrick. Let's go find your bag. Patrick and the peas. You would be over here if you did have a bag. Let's go hunting for that bag, shall we? Here's a Patrick Strader. That's pretty close, isn't it? Half of it's right. Pat something? Pokey Nasty. Why doesn't Ash force Pikachu to evolve? That is a great question. Because he's a weak trainer. Patrick Brady. I think he got Azara, my favorite. Okay. I'd get with Hermione, first movie version. Oh my gosh. Bill Barron says, 1 Poke Shuffle, do I have credit? Bill Barron asks, do I have credit? Let me take a quick look there, Mr. Barron. Brett does. Bill Barron, haha. I think Brett already spent that money. That's the problem with the store credit cards is you'll spend the money and I'll actually forget to remove it. And then it's just sitting there. Okay. Yeah, Brett already spent that money, I remember. I gotta throw that away. Oh, well, I'll get it later. 1, 2, 3, 1. Bloop. There it is. Ash is a brat. Red is better than Ash. What? He's better than Ash. We have an order, Robert Wright, 5 Poke Shuffles for Robert Wright. Let's give it a try, Mr. Robert Wright. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dusclops it is. That's the Master Ball Dusclops, is it not? We were showing that off. This one? Yes, it is. PSA 10. Not bad. Camera, mister. What? Must have bumped it. What time is it? 6:04? Robert Wright. Thank you, Robert. Lovely. Everybody likes Iona, Charles. Everybody likes Raymond. Let's take a picture of this and take it down. So we're heading right into our Discord server to the All Slabs June channel. We got to finish taking pictures of all these slabs already. We're kind of behind schedule on them. It is. We're doing our usual rotation. It's kind of like a sifting through sand or sifting through gold or something. It's constant sifting that occurs. What do we have here? We've got a Charmander. That's a 9 Umbreon. Here's the Fall of the Airship 9. That's an Anthony Kalura Saraluge. How did that get in there? And here is Iona. I was selling Iona for 40. How much did I don't remember what I sold her for now. Was I selling her for 25 or something to Ivan? Here's James Beam. Starmery, please. Yes, where would we have placed that nice little Starmery? Did we place it to the side? Here is Starmery. Starmery 9 was only $24. Really affordable Pokemon cards are in fashion for sure. People like them. Oh my gosh, Iona. Iona has those little shark teeth. Yeah, I actually love the shark teeth. They're hilarious. If only humans had sharp little predator teeth. It's what makes cats cute, you know? They got those little sharp teeth. Here's Pikachu 10. That's a good one. That is a good one. Here's Snorlax. And here is Trapinch. I should have like a little symbol I draw on the card when I think it's good. What do you think that symbol should be? I need to have a symbol. I really do. It's got to be like this or something. All right. I like that one. Why wouldn't I keep it? Because I have more boxes of pokers to grade. So I'm all right. So I can. It's an event where I can share a nice card with you guys. It's only $145. To me, that says it has room to grow. Same with this Rapidash right here. Room to grow on this Rapidash. So this is another card I would market like this. Okay. Those are the up arrows. Just sent for the magic break. Jose Vargas, Magic Break. Okay, you're going in. Okay. You're the first one in there, Mr. Vargas. We need 4 more people for that. By the way, did you guys know we have this gym break right here? This is Scarlet Booster Box Gym Break. It's a fresh box. Last night, we ripped the top off because we thought NHCC wanted to open his box that he had just pulled in a break. But it turned out he wanted to keep it sealed. So we're like, oh. So this is ready to go. It's $45 for half the box, $45 for the other half of the box. This has been very popular. We've gone through like 5 of these this way. People like that gym break. Okay, we've got Javier Arroyo, 2 Azure Lane 2, and 2 Gem 2s. Okay, you got it, man. Azure Lane 2s and Gem 2s. They're both pretty good. We have this. Gem 2. Where am I storing those? Maybe I'll place this up here for the moment. Oh, we had an open box of Gem 2. Or I'm sorry, we had an open box of Azure Lane. Let me put this over here so they stacked on top of each other. So we don't do a third one like an idiot. We are almost done with the whole box of those Final Fantasies, which when you think about it is remarkable. That's a $1,200 booster box for the cost that we're selling at. That's really remarkable. All right, here goes Javier Arroyo. Final Fantasy. Here's Vaporeon, Sylveon, oh, Dress Girl, that's Dress for Success Girl, and Holographic Girl, Javier Arroyo. Welcome back, Mr. Javier. How are you? All right, let's take a quick look. So I like your cards here. Master Ball, put that in the front maybe. We're, of course, looking for the exclusive ARs in the set for Gem 2. There's exclusive ARs, Chinese exclusive. That is nice. I like how in this one, you kind of get a view of her backside, too, because it's like a mirror back here. All right. They know we're all simps. Have you guys heard about that one video game doing extremely well? And they're all saying it's because it's a Gooner game. It's a Gooner game! There it goes. I just got a notification. Let's see. So the other guy's got his Umbreon on the way. You know what's crazy is I just ordered a second Umbreon and I've got it at virtually the same price. So it ultimately doesn't matter. Stellar Blade? That's right, Stellar Blade. Zach says, buy Iran, and then he does a poopy emoji. Man, I am definitely not gloating over any wars. Did some kind of news break? Oops. Iran war news. Trump calls for Iran's unconditional surrender. We mentioned that earlier. Lawmakers move to limit Trump's war powers. Very interesting. Crazy stuff, man. That's crazy stuff, guys. All right. So, we're going to rotate these. There's no orders in the queue now. No orders in the queue at the moment. We got Dragonite, the Tammy Dragonite, Jigglypuff has been rotating a couple times. Here is Eevee. This poor Kabutops, he's not moving. And here is Dodrio. Says U.S. won't kill Supreme Leader for now. I saw that. That was nuts, dude. That's a threat. It's like a mafia boss threat. Jesus Christ, man. So this will say Jigglypuff. Crystal. That's definitely a threat. Okay, so this Jigglypuff card actually changes in price. I don't know why nobody considered buying it, but here it is at $480 with 13 watchers, and it's the only one on the market. Why would that happen? Why would it be $480 with 13 watchers on the market? because there's only 48 of them for sale, and these cards are exploding in value. These super old EX era, Gold Star era cards, and you can't get them anymore, and they're super hard to grade. They're really hard to grade. So this is going to match that now, 480, 6.25. And Jigglypuff gets that too. She gets the she gets the zigzag. All right, there's the zigzag. Legendary Treasure Radiant Collection go off the charts. I'm no getting it. Year ago they were 500. Oh, you don't understand why they're getting so expensive? It's just the hobby in general. It turns out there's so much money in this hobby. I mean, there's a ton. People love collecting. They're just doing extremely well. They're doing extremely well. And some things are really rare. Some things are really rare. Not everything, but some things are really rare. And if it's not really rare, some things are really desirable, even if they're not rare. Like, for example, the Moonbryon is definitely not rare, but he's desirable. Okay, so check this guy out. This is 48. This guy is from the Fire Red Leaf Green collection, and he's only popped 26. And that's a PSA 10 right there on the Dodrio. Now, he's Dodrio. We could put this guy in the live customs in a heartbeat. He's only 220. So that's like, what, 11 spots, I think. That's an 11-spot break in the live customs. Not even a full, trophy pull or whatever you want to call it. Very nice. Yeah, he's a nice one. I like this one a lot. Okay. And then you've got this Eevee Pop 3 Leaf Green. He's also another one. Yeah, some cards I think are much better than others on the table. This one is nice. I like the silver deck. I don't know how well it can grow in a Cardconomist slab. So this is more like you're buying this because you love what we do. You love this group. And who knows, it could do surprisingly well. I actually got a message from somebody who stated that they cross-graded like 4 Cardconomist cards and all 4 got 10s. I was like, oh, good. I should have copy and pasted that message. Here's a Star U. And this lovely Charmander. Now, note, he's a later certification number, which people are paying a premium on those. People are paying a premium to get the latest certification because they know PSA went through a big change during that time period. Okay. And here is Oshawott. Here's a very rare, true, rare Pokemon card you can put into Slab Away with me. I actually also have the green version if you'd like the green version to pair with it. So I have the PSA 10 green version. I think it's for sale for $3.4 thousand. So you can get this for 4.1 and the other one for 3.4 and own both the green and the red version. Now this one over here, they are a pair as well. They're both 6s and they're sequential. That's 2 and this says 3. See? So PSA maybe would have graded them differently if they were alone, but they decided to give them both 6s. And it's a lovely thing. Only $395. Would I collect that? I genuinely would. I don't care as much about grades lately. I had a kind of a strict rule, just get the 10s for a while. That rule's softening up a bit because I think 10s are mostly unacquirable. Like this is for 4.1 thousand. There's just a couple guys who are going to buy that. There's going to be like maybe 5 to 10 guys in our whole group who can buy that card, because who can afford to just drop 4K on a cardboard card? Not a lot of people. And so this is the future of Pokemon cards, vintage cards graded under 10. All right, I'll send my jumbo cards to you. You can send them into PSA. I mean, I could. It would be like a huge fee for that because PSA does their jumbo card grading, but it's like really expensive. Michael Pettiford says 11 Black Flame and 4 Lost Abyss. You got it. 11 Black Flames coming right in. 9s will catch up. 10s are too high. I don't think of it as like 10s and then 9s anymore. I think of it as any vintage card can go up now. It's about the relative price. Let me put it like this. So it's about the relative price now. It's no longer about 9s and 10s. It's about any price. So imagine PSA 10. So imagine PSA 10 is selling for $3,000. And then you see this common thing where the 9 is something like, I don't know, $700, right? But then you got a PSA maybe like 7 over here, and he's selling for like $60 or something. There's been some giant disconnect there. This price is wrong. This price should be closer to the 8 and the 9, but it's not. And so you're seeing these wrongly priced sub 10 cards because people don't pay as much attention to those lower numbers. So I believe that is the future right now. The 10s are mostly unobtainable for most people. And it's going to start to become a story about how you're just trying to acquire a vintage card into your collection of any grade. And you're just trying to get one for a nice price. That's it. So like if you have to have a 4, you want a nice price on a 4. If you're going to have a 7, you want a nice price on a 7. But 4s and 7s are largely overlooked because, oh, they don't have the right grade on them. I don't think it's going to matter anymore. Now you're just going to say, look how nice this is, you know? So I think you're going to see a lot of that coming up as unless the hobby dips. So if prices come back down, fine. If it does not come back down, if it generally just keeps going up, that's the future. The future is people are not going to buy 10s anymore. 10s are done. Super rich guys have 10s and that's it. And now it's like Bitcoin. In the past, people bought whole Bitcoins for cheap. Now people buy a fraction of a Bitcoin, just like that. So it's going to do just the same thing for Pokemon. People are going to be buying smaller and smaller pieces of Pokemon over the years. All right, so for Lost Abyss, let's grab those Lost Abyss, and then we'll get the rest of your Black Flame. Flame on! It's got to be it. Because the prices are just too outrageous now. And so you either have to believe that the prices are going to come back down to sane levels, or you believe the other thing, like I do, that this is just the beginning and prices just keep moving up over time. And so if that's the case, there's like a whole group of vintage that's kind of mostly left alone and it's still affordable. All right. I don't know about modern though. All right, here we are. Ta-da! I'm back. Boop. Let's pull that Charizard out, man. You know, the Charizard he's trying to pull is the one that we have on the table for a break. There we are. So, you know, Michael, you probably have spent $40 on this by now. For the same price, Michael, you could be taking a stab at this, the English version graded 10 already. Think about that for a minute. That's why we provide that as a service. That's 9. 10, 11. There it is. Of course, you might miss. But you might miss in here, too. You might miss in the Korean booster packs. See? So it's kind of similar that way. You could open $40 of these and not pull Charizard. Or you could open up 1 out of 13 of these booster packs and not pull Charizard. When you look at the odds, it's really interesting to see which one had better odds. Here it is. What's that manga break at? 13 out of 18. A very small 5 spots remain. And I promise you that can be filled in one nighttime stream. That's not even a lot of money. That's like $200. Somebody could drop $200 in one payment and buy the whole thing out. So that is completely in the finish zone. Here goes Mr. Michael. Here we go. Mr. Michael's opening up Kyurem, the tree. Okay, that's not hollow, right? Bonnet. Let's see what we got over here. We got Entei. Oops. This guy. Toxicroak, Togekiss, Pidgey. It's Pidgey. All right, there's a Pidgey. Togekiss. And there we have it. I've never bought anything before, but how long does the list usually take if I were to buy packs now? How long does it usually until they're open so I can watch this, JT? Great question, JT. Well, there's usually moments in the stream where the wait time can get really long, like even up to an hour. And especially on very busy days like Thursday night, Friday, those days are some of the longest wait times because there's so many people who are ready to buy something. But then some days like Tuesday are much shorter wait times. But it all comes down to chance. It all comes down to who's buying and how much did they buy. Like, let's say there's only one person in line, but they are opening like a case of cards. Well, you're going to wait like 40 minutes for your turn. So it's hard to really predict the wait. If you really want to be involved, just jump right in and cross your fingers and just wait to hear your name called. Now, we do let people jump the line if they have to for like sleep or work, but there's a $5 fee for that, okay? And whatever you buy can't affect any other buyers. So you can't jump the line for the live customs. You can't jump the line for the Poke Shuffle. If you think like Pokemon Black is really hot or it's obvious that it's really hot, you can't cut the line and buy that, etc. But let's say you wanted to open some Final Fantasy boosters. They're $98 each. There's no way to tell if those are hot. So you can just jump the line and I'll get you a fresh box open that doesn't correlate with the current open box. And we'll just pull you some packs and you can jump the line for $5. So we call that Fast Pass. We've always had that. I never advertise it. Here it is, Michael Pettiford. That's a Fast Pass to go a little bit faster. I usually don't advertise it because I don't want you wasting your money on it, to be honest. And usually the wait's not too bad. Average wait time probably around 25 minutes. So, if you sit down with the meal, you watch everyone else's cards, by the end of your meal, it's your turn. But sometimes wait times can be really, really short, especially when I say that the line is empty. If I mention the line is empty, it means there's no wait time at all. Here we have Electric Type. Here's a $15 Marceline card from Adventure Time. Here's a PSA 9 masked over. That's too expensive. Why is that so expensive? That's $35. That shouldn't be that much. What's the manga break at? Oh, I already answered that question. Good questions, by the way, guys. Feel free to ask as many questions. You can't ever bother me with these questions because I've answered them so many times. It's just part of my job to answer all your questions. So feel free to ask. There we go. Especially if you're thinking about participating, which we're always looking for new people to participate in our breaks. Here's Steven for the Final Fantasy break. You got it, Mr. Steven. Okay, that's Steven Gonzalez. Joining is not difficult at all, guys. It's very easy, in fact. You literally just send some money on PayPal, and then we open you stuff. That's it. If you don't have PayPal, we have Venmo, CASHAPP, ZELLE, crypto, even Weiss for international buyers. We have the Weiss app, and we like that app. It does way better transactions than PayPal does. PayPal takes a lot. So we got all kinds of options. That's it. So if you see something here you like, jump into it. And if you have a crazy moment on stream, re-record it too. So one day, if you have like some really special moment, that becomes a bragging rights for you where you can go back to the video and point it out over and over again to your friends or to your, maybe your wife is kind of into this a little bit. Sometimes people are lucky and have a wife that are into this kind of stuff, or girlfriend, or what, maybe doesn't matter who. Big bragging rights. The one of our best videos right now is a Dragonite pull from our fossil break. And so that guy's forever going to have bragging rights on that pull and the ability to show it off. Ooh. Here's another. There we go. Look at that. There's a nice 10 on that Mask Ogre Pond. Here's a nice 10 on Princess Bubblegum. This is probably really rare. Here's a lovely Entei 10. Now, this is a bit older. This is from 2022. Radiant Greninja 58. This is really nice. I got to price check this one, make sure it's still the same. Would you think about restocking Family Guy Star Wars? I can think about that, yeah. You really like them that much? I felt like they were sometimes hard to move, but I mean, if they sold through, they can't be that bad. Keep on vending. Okay, this card does not even exist for sale anymore. Let me check and see what it last sold at. Sort by ended recently. Okay, so he last sold on June 4th for 140. Wow, 140. So he's going to have a new price now. Was 15% over 140. I'd get a whole box. Nice. We should do that. So why don't I place an order for some? So I'm going to place this at 165 today. 165 today. How hard would it be for this card to reach $200? That's the thing about cheap vintage 10s. They have all the room to grow. This is Vending Cubone, and he should get that. He should get one of these. Okay, so that's my prediction for him. That one will definitely probably grow. All right, so you like the Star Wars Family Guy. Let's just take a quick look into that. Now, the price on it might change, though. That's the problem. The price might go up. Or maybe not. Let's see. Manga Break still available. Did I already read that one? Yeah, so here is the Manga Break. This is so going to end, guys. That is ending for sure, man. That one is definitely ending. There's so many questions about it. There's a lot of hype for that one. It's very obvious. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Star Wars Family Guy doesn't sell constantly. Ooh, this one's really expensive. So we've got one box of it coming, okay? One box of Star Wars Family Guy on the way. I could get Galaxy 2 as well, but I don't remember Galaxy 2 having, like, the best cards in it. Hold on. Let's say this. Oh, well, I mean, there's one more box of it, but it's really expensive. I don't think I want to buy the last box. Yep. And how many packs in a box? Yeah, the last one's really expensive. I'm going to leave that one alone. Okay. Jesus Aguilera, he says 4, Soldier's Return. Oh, I'm so glad you're opening that. You guys, Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering's doing very well, but there's this whole other world of Final Fantasy cards that are printed by the actual Final Fantasy company, and those are really nice too, and I don't know why they don't get more attention, but they should. And we have one of the best sets of all. We've got this right here. It's called Soldier's Return. We just ran out of that box. Let's see if we have another box right next to us. What is this? Okay, that's not it. That's Crystal Abyss. So we got a box of Crystal Abyss, and it's not even listed. We should have Crystal Abyss going into those one packs. Alright, here we are. I'm back. So, fresh box. Will there be another manga after this one? Yeah, there'll be another manga. We'll keep the manga breaks going. The only thing I'd have to say is the next one could be a pre-sale. There we go. Nice. If you got Star Wars Family Guy, let me know. I can't wait. I did. We got one box of it coming. Maybe I'll sell you the whole box, okay? Meaning that we'll just save the box sealed for you and we'll do a whole opening on it. All right. There it is. Wish I lived in like Alaska or something, where there's no sales tax, basically. There we go. You know, that's a whole business strategy. I don't know if any of you guys have thought about doing what I'm doing, rip and shipping. I'm sure some of you guys have thought about it. But what you could do is move to a place people don't want to live, like maybe Alaska. And there's no sales tax up there. And there's no income tax. So what that effectively means, when you buy product on eBay, you don't pay a sales tax fee. So you just get it like 8% cheaper than anyone else. That's like an instant profit margin right there, 8%. And then when you make your profit, you also don't have to pay taxes on the profit. So you're actually making more just for living in the right place. Now, shipping could be bad and the cost of living could be higher too. But some of those things can kind of be mitigated. Just eat more ramen or something. I don't know. Eat food that's easy to ship. Let's see. Nah, that'll kill you. Here's Geiku. It's Geiku. Shipping would be so expensive. I don't know if that's necessarily true because with the USPS, ooh, there we go. Look at that cloud, everybody. I told you this set. Final Fantasy Soldier's Return has like 3 different clouds to pull and they're all really good looking. So many of you guys don't remember that because we used to open whole boxes of this in the past. So I remember it, but many of you guys are new. There's 3 different very good looking clouds in this set of Soldier's Return. There's a reason why it costs more than other sets in the Final Fantasy card sets. And it's because of cards like this. Now, this is the standard holo. You can pull the full art version of this and it looks even crazier. It just looks so good. So, but that's gradable. You pull a gradable card out of the box. And there's Perai, and here's a little legendary. All right. Oh, looks like my battery's almost dead. The journey for that shining Tyranitar goes on. He's a well-loved card, Shining Tyranitar. I technically think I have a CGC version of that card. Sometimes I get tempted to sell the CGC versions, but I don't know. CGC cards have done well over time. I think of them like PSA 9s almost. Like, yeah, PSA 9s go up too, actually. It's not a big surprise, is it? So when you buy a CGC 10, you don't got to feel bad that it's CGC 10, because I feel like CGC 10s have had sort of like a negative connotation to them for a while. But I mean, PSA 9s go up. Why wouldn't a CGC 10 go up? If it's just a PSA 9, why wouldn't it go up too, you know? So I think that's why you see that market rising on those. Sometimes substantially. I could make long videos talking about that. When the Family Guy box comes in, Cody, you'll see some packs. All right, here we are. Good. Let's get a rotation on these. Arbok from the Stadium Red deck. That Arbok is... Okay, so these are 2 very different poker sets. See this? This is Stadium Red. It's referring to Nintendo 64 Pokemon Stadium. They took the artwork right out of Nintendo 64. And then this is the very rare Leaf Green Pop 5 Vaporeon. Just very hard to obtain. Not going to be a lot of those. There will never be a lot of these. Never. Because you can't find Leaf Green decks or Fire Red decks. You can't find them. So there will never be a lot of these Vaporeons. That's not true for all poker decks. Like here's a standard gold deck Togepi. There's going to be a lot of these Togepis because there were a lot of the gold decks. So over time, this might have a population that looks more like 100. But that Vaporeon's going to stay like Pop 5 forever. You're going to be like Pop 10 one day, and that's it. You're going to stay around there. Okay, so the Togepi is already at population 56. See? I know what I'm talking about. So you got to think of it like this. Togepi's got a population of 56. If you add the silver in with it, because they're similar decks, that brings the total population a little over 100. Still incredibly rare. I mean, for any card, that's very rare. But, okay, so now he's in that sort of like tier of reaching over 100. This card's never reaching over 100. Let's say there's 5 of the red ones, 5 green, 5 red. That's abysmally small. And you just can never find Leaf Green decks for sale. You can't find them for sale. He's done. The population is in. So there it is. The final population is in. He is extremely rare. So for a Vaporeon collector who really kind of gets hooked on it and goes, wait a second, I really want that one. That one will be an important one to acquire early and not so important to acquire the other ones. As you know, you think of the order that you collect them in. Well, the order should be grab this one first because it's the hardest one to obtain. You guys ever think that way? Here we go. 2 live. All right, you did it, man. Oscar Ascendis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There it is. Hey, bro, you want some sealed decks? I'm interested. Here we are. What kind of decks are you talking about? Let's jump over here. We got one. Ready? Oscar Ascendez. Ah, 2 cold ones, Mr. Oscar. No! I've got red, blue, yellow, green, gold, silver, Meryl silver, and loads more. Okay, so you kind of loaded up on them. I kind of did the same thing already. Here we are. I might not be your target market. You might be wanting to sell to someone else, but I'm open-minded. Here it is. You can always contact me. I'm always open-minded to that. I'm open-minded to trades. If you have like more than you wish you had. All right. Very nice. Very good. Okay. Hey, kids, you want some drugs? There we go. So this is now $5 cheaper. It's $5 off. That's kind of nice. What do we have in order next? The manga break. Oscar, get me in that manga. You got it, Oscar. What are your thoughts on the original Superman and Batman cards? Originals? Printed by who? Like Topps or something? I mean, it sounds cool to me. I don't have anything against them. I just, all that stuff's from a long time ago. I don't know if anyone today really enjoys that version of Batman. You know? So young Gen Z millennial collectors might not really be wanting to drop $15,000 on a Batman that the boomers were watching. You know what I mean? So Star Wars vintage, that's not bad though. By the way, my TCC grading Leafy 10 or A, that again, cool. Oh, you want the Leafeon to be a 10 or an A? All right. 10 or A. I gotta take this down with the other ones that need the update with the QR code and get them all done in one night. All right, there we go. Only Batman is Christian Bale. Not even a question. Christian Bale Batman. There you go. He did a good job, I think, based on how many people love those shows. There's nobody in the queue. If you like short wait times, we got a short wait time right now. Short wait time right now. Here's right on these. Look at these cards. These cards are really in a niche category. They're not Charizard, Gengar, Umbreon, and they're like 70, 75, so people don't want them as much. All right, so I think we're going to put Clefable here. Clefable, huh? Here's Geodude 10. He's really nice, actually. The Geodude 10 is nice. Here's Polish Mode. And here is Iron Thorns. Picture time. This new charger is working really well. Here's the All Slabs June channel. Okay. These are now coming back off the table. All previous 4 QR Leafy, no QR. Okay. How's this card not sold? This card's so nice. This is legitimately a nice card. We've got Cleffa. We've got the free card that we aren't giving out until tonight. That's being handed out tonight, okay? Here's Gligar. He's nice. Here's Diglett. And here is... There's a storm a-brewing. Any red blue box left? I only had one of those for sale. I technically have more, but I'm not really looking to lose out on them because I think those are going to go up in price over time. Here it is. I guess that's the thing, isn't it? Whatever you sell, you have to give up its ability to go up in price later. And so you have to think about if you're ready to liquidate or if you think you can replenish it in a reasonable way. That goes down into the featured box. Okay, cool. We've stripped up some of these cards. Give me a chance to work on this. Here's Shroomish 8 for $20. That one's good. Sandshrew 10 for Mr. Caleb Ibarra. Here's Mask Ogerpon, Dark Ariados, and this beautiful Ghastly. So these have some pretty old numbers on them, right? Let's see if we need to update their numbers. Okay, give me a minute here. PSA 10, Mask Ogre Pawn, 208. We couldn't find any of these because I typed in Ogre Lawn. God, dude. There it is. Ogre Pawn is cheaper. It's a $35 card now. Obviously, you know what happened is the closer these were to the release date, the more expensive they were, and now they're falling in price a little bit because so many have hit the market. So this is a better price point. Might be time to purchase it before it jumps back up. That's a really nice one. Let's go take a quick look at that. Are you getting the new Marvel Chrome? Dude, they're making another Marvel Chrome. It kind of scares me. I don't know. Marvel Chrome scares me. I got that X-Men set and lost tons of money on that. So I don't know about those. Maybe I should just to make sure we have cool stuff going on, but I don't know, man. All right, Dark Ariados has gone up in price. It is now sitting at $350. So you should have bought this one, but you didn't know that at the time. He is a card going up in price because he's a Rocket Returns 10. That's the explanation. All right. I'm still going to sell them, though. I'm wanting to move. And I just bought some stuff, so I need to give stuff up at the same time so it all evens out. Okay, super rare. Oh, this guy. Let me know if you guys send in an order. I'm just working on these. Gotta get these slabs rotated through. Carddass. Ghastly. Want the cheapest one. Ghastly remains the same. Cool. All right, that's some good stuff. Here's another one of these Princess Bubblegums. Here's a Coughing. Here's a Nato King. Drowsy. Electabuzz. Okay, we do have a little order by Luke Laurie. Mr. Luke says he'll take a Star Wars 3. Okay, Mr. Luke. That Coughing seems a little underpriced, actually. I'm going to test him because he's from 525 as well. Every time he pops up, it makes me want to buy him. So he's a old maid Coughing, but that might be his correct price. No, he is, oh wait, is it? Hold on. No, he's $41 now. He did go up. That's really not a surprise. He's so cheap at $33. I mean, it's like nothing. So this card will sit at $40 now. He's about $7 more expensive. Price update. We're seeing prices are still continuing to rise on cards. I sent, but probably could have just told you in here since it's slow. That's true if you're spending a little store credit. We're going to be rotating through all the commission slabs once I'm done rotating through mine. And so I'm trying to push through my slabs. There's definitely less and less of them. Done a pretty good job. We're actually running low on slabs a little bit. It took a while, but we pushed through a lot of slabs very rapidly. Here's Darth Bladder. It's Darth Bladder. Okay. Here's Luke. Reach out with your peelings, Luke. Ooh, what do we got here? We got the Sand People. Roar. Didn't you already pull one of these? I swear you pulled the exact same card earlier. Oh, man, look at that corner. That's no good. All right, you have a crumbling corner, unfortunately. And, ooh. Yeah, it was already that way. I like this card a lot. The one where Luke is mourning his father's death. If you think, he pulled him off of that ship, right? Where's the Skywalker Vader? There we go. What a great story, man. That was an insanely good story. Luke. Good thing Disney went and ruined it. Making Luke's sacrifice meaningless. Thanks, Disney. Disney Star Wars is my favorite Star Wars. There you go. Very nice. IR and SR. I'm surprised my Topps Dragonite or Dragonair haven't sold. Yeah. It can be harder than you think sometimes to move a card. Sometimes it is surprising which ones sell and which ones don't sell. Ba, 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 ba. All right, that's it. I don't see any new orders in the queue. I think that's the wrap-up point. Let's talk about what we have for tonight. We have Final Fantasy. We got Metazoo. We have one spot left in the Jumbo Pack Break. We have the Mega Sublist has started anew. Call of Legends is almost done. Challenge rolls. We added a new challenge roll. Pull the Mothman. Get the Mothman roll. Scoreboard for stream carries. You know what? Mr. Hawk needs to go on that list for last night. Ancient Origins box. All right, we showed off those. We no longer have the Gray Ninja on the table. The new star card recipient, the one that receives the help, is this. Call of Legends will receive help as breaks end. So that guy's going to receive some help. He's taking a while. And then we still got this Manga. I don't know why I called it that. So this Manga Luffy is doing extremely well. 4 spots remain. To tell you the truth, if that doesn't go off in the nighttime stream, I'll be very surprised. So tonight you'll probably know about who pulls this guy. So look forward to that. And yeah, you know, we opened 3 packs of the Final Fantasy today. That was basically $300 for 3 packs. It's pretty remarkable. I can't decide whether to buy a whole bunch more or whether to just leave it as is. I don't know. My gut tells me to get more, but do I want to tie up all my money in Final Fantasy? And also, I'm trying to move. By the way, we think we know where we want to move. It's probably going to be Texas. We had a lot more talking. We were talking a lot more with the AIs. The AI little machines say the majority of the tech infrastructure is going over to Texas. Phoenix, Arizona, too, by the way, they received a super huge semiconductor factory. But we don't want to live in Phoenix. It's just so hot. It's so hot. It's a little hotter than Vegas. We were already scared of Vegas because of the heat. So Vegas and Phoenix look like they're going to get scrapped. It's probably going to be Texas, guys. Come to Texas. It's probably going to be Texas. I don't agree with the property taxes in Texas. So if I go there, I'm going to vote against the property taxes. It's too high. It doesn't make sense. There has to be like a cap on them or something. But I don't know. The state's got to make money somehow. But what it means is we would buy a pretty plain, small, modest home so that our taxes are low on the home. And then we would still benefit from no income tax. That's something we always said we could do. And it's looking like Texas. That's what it's looking like, based off of a lot of analysis. It's mostly analysis where we're wanting to know which state is going to have the biggest growth and which homes are going to see the best price appreciation over time. It's looking like it could be Texas for that. The governor just signed a new bill for home owner taxes. Tell me about it, Ethan, because that's the one thing that bothers me. Come to Phoenix. Phoenix is not bad, by the way. If you're over there, Chris, you are very lucky because they're doing that semiconductor factory over there, and your houses, all of the AI bots ranked Phoenix, Arizona in like a top 5 on the list. So if you're already parked your butt over there, you should be doing very well over the years. It's an exciting time for some places. Check my ZELLE before leaving. Oh, check my ZELLE. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. So your ZELLE says 2 packs of prismatic with credit. Let's get it, Mr. Zach. Let's get those prismatics. Oops. Move that over there. The governor just signed a new bill for homeowner taxes. Tell me a little bit about it, Ethan. I'm very curious because that was the big flaw with Texas. The flaw was that if you're somebody who's ready to invest $1 million into real estate, which that might be what we want to do, or maybe not. Maybe just buy like a small home, like 400, 500,000. But let's say you could buy a property on a loan at $1 million. Well, if you're already paying tons of interest and you're paying like a full 1% taxes on it, it's like it's not worth the investment. So you're going to live in a small cookie cutter home in a place like Texas, and it's just, it's kind of poor, isn't it? It's kind of like you don't get to feel the success. You don't get to feel any of that. It's large investments or bad investments, So that always held it back for me. All right, Mr. Zach. But Texas is going to be receiving the majority of the tech infrastructure. It was a couple places, actually. Phoenix, Arizona was one. Boise, Idaho is actually getting a lot. Texas is getting a lot. Florida's getting some. North Carolina's getting a lot. North Carolina ranked high on almost every list. Plenty of different spots in Texas. All right, Zach pulling these two guys. Mr. Zach, let's grab this. Where did Brett? Brett already spent that, so we're going to pull that over there. So this is like, what's 17 times 2? It's 34. So 173 minus 34. What if it was 33? It would be 140. So it's 139. There you go. I took $1 off. Okay. You should move to Minot, North Dakota. I don't hear much news about North Dakota. It seems like the excitement's for South Dakota, where there's no state income tax. Zach, you know that the states with no state income tax, those are the states that are exploding, everybody. Those are the states. Why would you live in a state with high income tax when you can live in a state with low income tax? It's basic math. And it proves a point, too, that if you want a place to grow and be prosperous, you have to offer less taxes, not more taxes. High taxes do not make a state prosperous. It quite literally scares investors away. Literally scares them away. They want to be in Texas. They want to be in Florida. They want to be in places that are generous to businesses. They don't want to start a business in a place that has a bunch of rules. So, you know, people get a really big stick up their butt about making sure that the rich people pay high taxes and businesses pay high taxes. And then what do you know? They don't want to live there anymore. They don't want to start a business there anyways. And so it's a very fascinating thing. It's very fascinating. So we're probably going to be buying a house in Texas. That's where we're leaning right now. We still don't know, but again, it seems like the AIs all seem to have a consensus that Texas is going to be probably the number one place. Washington State is best for taxes. I like Washington, by the way. If I could, I'd move to Leavenworth or Kashmir, because those are like specialty mountain homes. However, we definitely want to move to a major city with like proper health care in our situation, okay? Usually the high tax areas are already established. Yeah, I mean, it's not like Texas is not established. I would say Texas is pretty damn established. I think that you had this very lucky thing happen in a place called California. It's just one state. By the way, it's massive. California is gigantic. It's like, it has the benefit of being like the size of two states, right? Texas is pretty large too, I guess. But they had this lucky thing happen to them where the most transformative companies in the entire world, Apple, Google, I don't know about Microsoft. Probably Microsoft has a presence in California. I'm sure they do. All of these major tech companies opened up in California, and it made California super wealthy. And then as a result, California changed its laws to be super high taxes. Now it's going to be Texas. Texas is going to be the new place, I think, because all those businesses that would have continued opening up in California are saying, okay, it's full over there. Let's pour over into Texas where the opportunities are. So and I think that's what's going to happen. So Texas over time will become, you know, bloated and too full, and everything will become expensive over time, maybe similar to what happened in California. But it maybe hasn't done that yet. That's the way I see it. You know, it hasn't reached its peak yet. And after it reaches its peak, where do you go after that? I don't know. Boise, Idaho? I don't know. So it's an interesting problem and an interesting prediction. Washington's expensive, but one of the most beautiful states. I've no doubt about that. It's very beautiful. No doubt about it. I would love to live in Washington from what I've seen. Actually, I never had a desire to live in Seattle. Seattle is just okay looking to me. I don't get excited for Seattle. But mountain homes in a no-tax place, kind of like Colorado, except Colorado has high taxes. So Kashmir, Wenatchee, Leavenworth. That's very interesting to me. Kashmir is close enough to Leavenworth Kashmir is close enough to Wenatchee that you can still go to places like Walmart and get your dinner. Leavenworth is kind of isolated, unfortunately. Yeah, Leavenworth is isolated, but Kashmir's close. And so I think Kashmir will have the growth and probably a Walmart of its own. And then there'll be people from Leavenworth driving to Kashmir for Walmart. That's what it'll be. So I would have bought a home in Kashmir, but they don't have the healthcare I'm looking for. So let's see. I'm hopping off, guys. Texas is the size of 4 states. Yeah, Texas is huge. Mister, do my last order. It's a thank you to Whip. Let's see. My last order. Clicking on this. And it is 1 black, 1 white. All right, 1 black, 1 white. 6:56 p.m. Yep, time to wrap up. We're going to be back on for the nighttime stream. By the way, if you guys felt like you enjoyed today's stream and you'd like to see our group grow, be sure to mention our group to somebody that you know who collects Pokemon cards. Maybe you stop. Oh! Wow. I don't know what Joshua bought from you or what he did for you, but he got a Master Ball and a Reshiram out of this round. He just made significant turnover on that. If that was... Sometimes people buy something from each other or something, and they buy each other packs in the stream. So whatever it was, whether maybe it was just a gift, but that was a huge flip. Holy dude. Jesus. Was that just a gift, or was it actually like a purchase? Here it is. Crazy. Woo. Whip. All right, that's for Mr. Joshua Whipple. Congratulations, Josh. Right at the final seconds of the stream, too. Isn't that funny? Ugh. All right. Joseph Albrecht, Joseph Jones, Joshua. Do you have a bag, Joshua? Wait, you're up top, aren't you? No, you're not up top. Joshua, something else is up top. Who's this guy? Joshua Torte from 125. So he's been on the table for like 6 months. Oh, can't reach so far for some of these. Yeah, that's Joshua Ramos up top. I shipped recently. No problem. Bag time. Joshua Whipple. All right, Josh. Now, you got to order some grading for that, okay? We want to see it grade. All right. Or you can have it sent home. You can grade it. Doesn't really make a big difference, but it's fun seeing those cards come back, you know. And when they come back, we can even offer to sell them for you. That's one of the other things that's interesting. Joshua Whipple. I'll order grading for the nighttime stream. Sounds good to me. All right. Helping me out with some other deals. All right, here we are. So that's Joshua Whipple. There it is, guys. We're all done for the daytime stream. As I was saying, if you want to help us out, give us a recommendation. If you think I've earned it, I'm going to go relax now for dinner time. See you later, everyone. I'll be back on for the nighttime stream.